that we could find you ВКонтакте, or you can say something about this event in Instagram stories. Don't forget to tag us. So we are Trendy English ELT in Instagram, and then we will choose the winner randomly, and the winner will get a pack of speaking games from me, which I'm preparing. And so we will find the winner next week. We will see who is the winner, but we are going to choose among those people who writes something about today's event. Okay, and our next speaker is Elena Peresada. So actually, I'm going to introduce myself. So you can turn on the music and you can give smiles. Okay, thank you. It's a little bit awkward situation when you introduce yourself and say, okay, can you please smile and say hello to me? Okay, so what I'm going to talk today about, of course, well, just as I love role-playing games, and I love tabletop role-playing games James talked about, but today I'm going to talk about something different, and actually I want to attract your attention to the fact that we can't just use games at any stage of the lesson, and we can't just use any game for fun. And I believe that you all agree with me. I'm just can you see here? Can you see my presentation? Can you put plus in the chat, please? I always thank you. It's just I had some incidents in the past. Now I prefer to double check. Okay. You can't just play a game in your class. Yes, we all know it. So we can't bring a game and play it for fun. And when we bring a game to our classroom, we always have to think about some about some important things. First of all, if we bring a game to the classroom, does it mean that only this game can help us to get our educational target? Sometimes games are quite time consuming, and for different age groups, when you work, for example, when you work with little kids, maybe sophisticated games is not a very good way to work with, and maybe you need something else, maybe you need something simpler. Why do you need this particular game to achieve this goal? This is what we have to think about. And how do you choose your game? So is this game really suitable for for your students? Is it appropriate for their age? And if you think about group dynamics, if this is the beginning of the term or semester, are they ready to play these games, or do you need some team building games to be played first? And Irina Mudritsina is going to talk about it later. Well, actually, a few months ago, I created this table, and in this table, you can see that there are three stages of the lesson. I mentioned three lesson stages: like presentation stage, practice stage, and production stage. Yeah, and we need different types of games for different lesson stages. When you just present new vocabulary or new grammar form, you start with something very simple, and you can play some game-like activities or very simple games. Then when you come to practice stage, you need something more sophisticated, more elaborated, and you need something which so you have to drill some material, and you don't want your students to be bored. That's why you need real games at this stage. And probably the most problematic stage is production stage. As James said, it is so the classroom environment is really sterile and it is very remote from our real life. And it is very difficult for us English teachers to create authentic communicative situations. And that's why role-playing games, they are very useful at this stage. And of course, if you play role-play games, James talked about, or later today, Marina Bachirova will talk about role-playing games, and Graham will talk about them, and Mike. But I want so if you play like these real games with real communicative situations, so your students will get a lot of they will do a lot of good to your students. So, but of course, you can't go to this role-playing game without some preparation. So your students won't just be able to play this game if you don't work with them on vocabulary, and if you don't play some simpler games beforehand. Let's have a look at two cases. So case number one. So you work with your students on the vocabulary, everyday life vocabulary. So words like this, you can see them on the screen: get changed, fall asleep, go on your laptop, relax, set off for school, have a snack. So some words, so you have to work on with your students. Of course, you can't start with a role play game, so you need to practice these words first. And at the very beginning, yes, you can play some very simple games, something just like maybe you can play some flashcard games like freeze or clever pairs, or you can play even bingo with it. So all these games which are not real games. Yeah? And then, so you want your students to memorize this vocabulary. You can even play something like basketball, for example. And when we talk about basketball online, so we a little bit changed this activity. And so each student has got a counter, and a student makes up his own sentences about with the vocabulary on the flashcards, and if this other student can go to the final card, he will get a prize from this chest. When when we played offline, when we played this game offline, so the purpose of the game was to take a ball and to score a goal with the ball. So there was a box at the end of this line, and the student had to throw a ball into this box or into this basket, and if he could reach his target, he could get a point. Well, in offline life, in offline lessons, my students didn't have to get to the end of this line, but online, so it works a little bit differently. So this is not like a real game. This is a kind of competition, as everything depends on how well students can memorize the words, and and if we talk about offline games, how well they can throw the ball. Yeah, so you start with these type of games. Then when you want to drill these phrases, you can play one of our games, for example, cyber game, when you collect sets of cards, asking one and the same question, and use different words from active vocabulary. But still, these games, neither these game nor these games, they want give our students an opportunity to speak freely. Yeah, so this is not production stage. We still talk about practice stage, and what can we do just to make them speak when we talk about unexpected situations. So we don't want any type of controlled speaking. So what can we do? Well, actually, we can create a role play game, but it is not a tabletop role play game, and we are not going to use any dice in this game. It's kind of mafia game, and I think that this game mechanic is really useful for us English teachers. So in mafia games, in mafia type games, so what are they based on? They are based on lack of information. So some participants don't know everything about don't know everything about everybody in the game. And well, actually, I want to demonstrate this one. So you have got two cards, two type of cards. You have got a cyborg card. A cyborg is a kind of a robot. Yeah, he looks just like a human being, but he does some strange, weird things, as he doesn't have to relax and he doesn't have to have some food. So we have one cyborg card and we have human card. Each student in my group gets a human card and only one student gets a cyborg card. But students don't know who is a human and who is a cyborg. And the purpose of the game is to identify a cyborg, just to understand who in the group is a cyborg, and then deactivate this cyborg. And it is very important not to kill a human being. Okay, actually, I'd like to ask for 3 volunteers who hasn't tried this game with me yet and want to try this game. So I need 3 volunteers and we are going to play this game. Okay, I'm waiting for volunteers in the chat. Okay, Stacy is okay again. So thank you. So 2 more volunteers, please. Catherine. Okay, Catherine Kranz. Okay, I don't know. Okay, and okay, Tatiana, you have played. Yeah, but if you wish to, you can try it once again. So once again, as I can't see any other volunteers. You wish to play. Okay, well, I've got 3. Katerina. I've got Katerina, I've got Stacy, and I've got Tatiana. So each of these girls will get now a link to their card. One of them will be a cyborg. 2 others will be human beings. So the purpose of the game is to identify a cyborg, to find a cyborg. Okay, so now, just a sec. So when we play games, it always takes some time. Okay. 2 of you have already received their cards, I think. Okay, okay. How in private messages, I sent a link to Google document in private messages on Zoom. So this is how I send cards to people individually online. Okay, so do you all have cards now? Katerina, Tatiana, Anastasia?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So now you will have, okay, can you turn on your mics, please, Tatiana and Katerina? Well, this is a speaking game. This is not a writing game. So now we are going to talk. Other participants, just listen to the girls, and you also can have your ideas about who is a cyborg, okay? So we will discuss it with all of you. Okay, Tatiana, are you there? Can you turn on your mic, please? So we just can't play without Tatiana. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why, but I don't have Tatiana's card. I can't. Okay, can somebody else help me, please? Who else would like to play? Because
I'm here playing. I have
okay. Okay, can I? Okay, I'm sending a link to you then. Anna Shevilova. Something went wrong with Tatiana. I hope everything, well, actually, I hope everything is okay with her. Anya, did you get the card? Every time I send the card, the final card, something happens. Yes. Okay. Now we can start. Okay. You ask questions to you ask any person in the group. Something like, do you set off for school early in the morning? Do you get dressed? Do you? And you answer according to the information on your card. So this is very important. Just not don't make up anything. Just read the information on your card. So, and the cards, they look like this. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen for other participants. Okay, Stacy, your first question. You can ask either Katerina or Anna.
Anya, do you stay up late every day?
Just a minute. No, I don't.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Anya, can you ask anyone? Can you ask your question now?
Anastasia, do you leave for school in the morning?
Do I go to school? Do I leave for school? I think so. Which picture is that? I'm confused now.
Yeah, it's
With the bus.
kind of romantic.
Bus
Yes.
every morning, yes.
With the bus, okay.
Okay, Katerina, now your question. You can ask.
We have Anna, and who else?
Stacy.
Stacy and Anna.
Okay. Do you use your laptop every day?
Sorry, who are you asking?
Anna.
Yes, I do.
Okay, thanks.
So, Tatiana, I can see that you are here now, but
yeah, the sound was breaking.
Okay, sorry. It's just you're out of the game for the moment. Okay, I'm sorry. So, girls, are you ready to say who a cyborg is?
Not yet.
Not yet. Let's go for another round. Okay. And our participants, are you ready to say who a cyborg is? So if you are ready, you can write it in the chat if you know the name of the cyborg. So we've got here three girls, Stacy, Katerina, and Anna. As soon as you are ready, you can just type the name of the cyborg in the chat. Okay, Stacy, your next question.
Do you go to bed early? Katya.
Probably yes. Right. I think so.
Okay. I think I know who is the cyborg. Oh, well, Stacy, do you relax?
Do I relax?
Yeah.
Of course I do. Yes, actually I do, yeah.
Okay.
Some things I just don't do.
Okay, so who's next?
My question. Stacy, do you have a sandwich or something for breakfast or for lunch?
Yeah, yes, I love munching on my sandwiches and chocolates.
Okay.
Okay, any ideas who is a cyborg?
I've got an idea.
Okay, Katerina, who do you suspect?
At the moment, I would suspect Anna.
Anna. Okay, Stacy, who do you suspect?
I haven't asked enough questions to Anna, but she doesn't. What doesn't she do? She doesn't stay up late. Doesn't stay up late, so
yeah, I don't stay up late.
She's a cyborg. Cyborg is supposed to study all day, like 24/7. So can I ask a question?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Anya, do you go to bed early?
Go to bed early. And stop. And where is this picture? I don't remember. No.
There is
The
a girl in
second one.
the bed. There is a girl in the bed.
The girl? No, I don't.
Okay.
Anya, and who do you suspect?
Oh, it's difficult. I think this is Katya.
Okay. So, and our other participants, who do you suspect? I've got one word here, Stacy. Diana thinks that this is Stacy. Do we have any other ideas? So, Anna, okay, Katie, so all of them. Okay, a lot of different.
Everybody suspects each other.
I have another question.
Katya, can you ask a question? Katya,
Can
can
you ask about sandwich, Anna, right?
Yes, you asked me already.
Okay,
Okay, so Anna, do you like eating or having a snack?
No, I don't.
Oh, yes,
That's
she
it.
looks like a cyborg, doesn't she?
Oh,
so
I'm on a diet.
they're normal. Yeah. Okay, let's stop here as we don't have so much time. Yes, Anna was or is a cyborg. Anna is a cyborg. She doesn't fall asleep. Well, she never sleeps. She doesn't eat. And you could ask her about clothes, changing clothes. She doesn't change clothes.
Oh.
Actually, people and cyborgs, they have slightly different cards. Some questions could be answered in the same way. You could see it on the card, but cyborgs have got different answers for questions which are getting changed, falling asleep, and, well, having snacks. Okay, this is how you can understand who is a cyborg and who is a human being. And you start speaking. And you don't think about how you put your question, how to ask a question. So your goal is to identify a cyborg, to find a guilty one, and just, well, this is a real, authentic situation. Yeah? It's just because you don't think about the language, you think about your goal. And your goal is not like to role play conversation. Your goal is just to find who a cyborg is. Okay, Nastya, Katya, Anna, thank you very much. Thanks for helping. Well, actually, if you are in our group ВКонтакте, or if you are not, you can join this group. And if you sign up, подпишитесь на нашу рассылку, so you will get worksheets for this game. So later today, well, I think in the evening. So please sign up and make sure that you are signed up to our mailing list. ВКонтакте. Okay, now let's talk about one more situation. So we have got this game. Well, we have got this conversation, shopping. Yeah? And of course, so how can we make this situation real? Before we play any games, yes, we have any speaking games, we have to play like memory game, handman game. So we have to make sure that our students know the vocabulary. But what about role-playing this conversation? If you ask your student just, okay, can you please role-play this conversation? Well, if you work with little kids, they will like it. Little kids love role playing, but if you are adults, they understand more or less why it is necessary. But if you play with teenagers, okay, they hate activities like this. So they need a real game. And so, well, actually in our company, TrendyEnglish Games, our former name was StudyCraft, we created a role-playing game which is called Black Friday. Sorry, there is a misprint here, I think. Friday, it is called Black Friday. And what did we do to make just a conversation? What did we do to put a conversation into a game? So each person gets a character card, and this character card says which colors he likes and which colors he hates. if you hate one particular color, that means you will never buy a thing in this color. You will never buy anything pink as on this card, for example. Okay, and you've got your clothing size, and if you are size 8, you can't buy anything smaller. You can't buy clothes in size 6. So don't hope to lose weight. Things like this never happen. And you've got your budget. So you each player has got 60 pounds at the beginning of the game, and when you buy something, so you spend your money. And of course, you can't buy anything if you can't afford it, and you can't have any money left. Okay, and we've got some clothing items on sale, and we've got price tags. Price tags and clothing items, they are separate cards, so that we could play this game again and again. So that students couldn't memorize it. Okay, these are trousers, they are pink and they cost 10 pounds. No, well, each game, so the trousers get a new price tag and you never know. If you are size 6, no, you can't buy size 8. You can buy only your own size. Okay, and so then we start the game. So we've got 6 rounds. So all the items are on sale, and we have got 6 days of this sale. And the winner is the person who can buy more clothing items than anybody else. And when you well, we used to play this game offline, and it is of course still available offline, but also thanks to our partners, platform Znania, now we can play this game online. Okay, we have just finished working with this game, and it is now available at 3:00 a.m. It became available on the Znania platform, so you can see it here. So I will show how show you how to play it. So you just generate a link. You need at least 3 students or 2 students and you. Well, I mean, you need 3 players to play this game. So one of you, for example, 1 teacher, 1 student, and well, and 1 teacher and 2 students. Okay. Did I do? Okay, you send a link to each of your students who are going to play. Okay. Students enter their names. And then you start the game. You see, now you can see our sale assistance screen. I've got all these clothing items, and only I know the price and the sizes of these clothes. What about my students? They can just say, for example, well, so this is Elena's card. Elena has got 60 pounds, as you can see. Her favorite colors are yellow and red. She hates white, and she wears 6. Oh, I wish I could wear size 6. Okay, and we start the game. So this is the first day, and Elena asks a shop assistant, can I have a jacket, please? But Elena doesn't know anything about this jacket. She doesn't know its color. She doesn't know its size. Only a shop assistant can answer this question. A shop assistant looks at the price tag and says, for example, okay, which color would you like? We've got these jackets available only in yellow. Okay, let's have a look at Elena. Oh, yellow is Elena's favorite color. And she asks about the size. Oh, yes, I like this color. Do you, can I have this jacket size 6, please? So shop assistant looks at his card and he can see that it is size 8. And he says, oh, sorry, I'm afraid this jacket is too big for you. So Yelena's turn is over. Now it's others person turn. And let's go to Lena. Lena also wears size 6. She can't buy this jacket as well. But this is how the conversation works. So we've got a memory mechanic inside this game. So you are, as a player, you have to memorize. You have to try to remember sizes and colors of these items which are on sale. And we've got some very cheap clothing, pieces of clothes. They are very cheap, like £3 or £2, but we don't know whether they fit you or not. You need to go to fitting room and try it on. You go to the fitting room and you try it on. Okay. And the card tells you whether these shorts, for example, whether they fit you or whether you look ugly in them. So this is how the game works, actually. And so we put these limitations inside this game, so you can't buy everything. You've got some limitations. You've got your size, you've got your preferences in color, and this makes this game interesting. That's why you want to try more and more clothes, and you want to buy more items and to become the winner in this game. So the game is available on Znania platform. So here is the link, and I think it is in the chat as well, or you can just scan this QR code and get there. So actually that's it. Now I can answer, I have got a few minutes to answer your questions. So you can turn on your audio mics and ask me a question or type it in the chat. So the only game which is available for free on the Znania platform, it's our Lost Pets game. And I think that Black Friday game, it is available if you subscribe. Subscription, it is 450 rubles per month, and you've got some other plans. So if you subscribe for the year, so it is much cheaper for you, or you can get a school subscription, which is also well, quite interesting. Okay, and
I'm sorry, I've got a question.
yeah, sure.
What kind of prize have you got in your treasure box and you give your students at the end of the game?
The one I showed you at the beginning of my talk. Well, this is the number of bonuses. Well, usually, the lessons are gamified and they need some kind of bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
So if they and they get like 1 point for this, 1 point for that. But if you open a treasure chest, it's like, for example, like 10 points. So that's the number of points they get.
But after that, what's the aim of these bonus points? Just
actually, this is the we can talk about it it's about gamification. It's not about the games. Yeah, this is how to motivate students to work. Usually we've got some problems, so why do we need these points? Okay, I need these points because, well, I'm on an island and I need to build a raft to sail away from this island, and every point is just a piece of wood which I collect to make a raft. Or maybe maybe these are brain points, and I need these points just to win artificial intelligence, like a wicked robot at the end of the game. So we create a story, and within this story we need some kind of, when we play mud monsters, so all the points, they are our cleaning powers to defeat mud monsters at the end. Yeah, Alon, this is a very good question, and actually we talk and write about it a lot, and we are going to have a workshop on gamification on the 27th of August. No, it's not in August, in September, I'm afraid. But if you go to our website, you can find some videos from our previous gamification workshops, and they might be helpful.
Okay, thanks a lot.
The game is no, we don't have editable templates. Hi, Mike. I'm happy that you are here. When we create a game, it is very important just to calculate the balance of the game. And so at the moment, we just make ready, when we make these games, so we ask, please don't change anything in this game, because if you change just one small point, the whole game can be ruined. Unfortunately, no, not editable templates, not yet. Maybe we just don't know how to make them right now, and maybe in the future we'll work out how to make them. Maybe we are just not ready for it.
I can start writing some new scenarios for you, maybe.
Yeah, well, this is something to think about. Yeah.
But the same, I was thinking, you know, the same game mechanic can be adapted to many other things, like buying a ticket to travel, for instance.
Yeah. Well, we've got 5 games based on the same game mechanic, and we just made small changes. But anyway, when you every time
it has to fit. Yeah.
A lot of things you have to think about, and they all need to match. Okay, and I will answer the last question. Freeze game. This is just, it's a flashcard game, not really a game. When you show flashcard games to your students, and you say, when you see, for example, the picture trousers, you tell me freeze. So this is the game to practice. So students have to memorize how the word is pronounced. Okay, Elena, I hope I have answered your question, and I'm afraid I have to stop now and let another person start his presentation. Okay, let's